we're celebrating a birthday today.
Oh my God, we are.
We are celebrating a birthday.
A person very near and dear to my heart. Now,
it's Pikachu. Oh, sorry. You wanted to introduce this?
I did want to introduce this because this is my fucking section. Anyway,
okay, go.
But this is a very important person to my life. Dirty 30.
Dirty
They've turned Dirty 30. And, we've been through a lot, me and this person. They will be invited to my wedding. This is the 30th anniversary of Pokemon.
Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all.
I was so excited. I've had this in my calendar for a while. I got a little bit deflated because I realized that the actual Pokemon Presents was at 1 a.m. this morning. And I was like, I'm not young enough to stay up for that anymore. But I've had this in my calendar for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty good.
It
was short and sharp as well. Sometimes Pokemon Presents, they overstay their welcome a little bit. They go on for about an hour. This is a crisp 40 minutes.
I don't think it was that long.
I think it was maybe 35.
I mean, it was 30 years of Pokemon and 28 minutes of Pokemon Presents just to see the Gen 10 reveal.
Spoiler.
I mean, it's the most interesting part to talk about, but anyway.
This is how I described it to my partner. So Pokemon Presents are notoriously, they start with something kind of interesting. They put the shit in the middle and then they end with the new generation. That's just how it's always worked. So for the Pokemon Presents today, I'm going to structure it as that.
All right.
We're going to talk about the interesting stuff.
I have to remember that I have to let him guide this.
We're going to fuck through the stuff that we don't care about, and then we're going to talk about the real meat of it, okay?
Yeah. Can we just acknowledge, though, that Pokemon Day is the first day that Red and Green were released in Japan.
Correct.
And I was alive when those games came out, Mitchell.
And I was not.
And I was playing them on my GBC and with the little link cable and swapping with my friends, so... That's a piece of information.
Well, if you want to
keep going.
If you want to get really nerdy, technically you played the game that came out the year later because they released the English version in 90, whatever the year is after 95, 96, and you played Red and Blue, not Red and Green.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought if I can sit down. But
I got Blue.
Oh, you did? You got Blastoise?
I got Blue, yeah.
Yeah, cute. No, so I was not alive when that came out, but Pokemon has been with me my whole life. So what we'll do is we'll go through spot by spot, and I'll let you extrapolate and expand on any of the sections that you're a massive fan of.
So let's this is our reactions, I guess, to the various and numerous announcements.
Quite a few that they managed to jam into that 25 minutes.
And I maybe cared about 2 of them, but let's go.
I was kind of the same, but like I said, it's very Pokemon Day. So the first one. The Pokemon Red and Blue Game Music Collection, the GameBoy Juke Box.
Yeah, a little.
Care about that in any way?
Little mini Game Boy music player, 45 songs on 45 cartridges. So it's this little thing that you just stick the little cartridges into a little mini Game Boy replica, and it plays the old chip tunes.
Yes, from the original games.
Yeah, I wrote here the quest for more plastic.
Yes, very much that. Didn't like the fact that you had to have 25 individual cartridges.
What an. God, you do some weird shit sometimes, Nintendo and Game Freak.
God.
What an odd... I mean, it's an odd collectible and people will definitely buy it.
People will be buying it.
I know. It's going to be all millennials like me.
Yes. The thing is, the Gen 1 pandering will never stop. And I understand it's a 30th anniversary. I'll allow it. But...
I'm sure they're very happy with that, by the way.
They're glad to get my seal of approval, of course. But like the red and blue sounds are iconic, but you could have put all of the Pokemon music onto maybe one thing. But obviously they're probably going to release these maybe a little bit more in the future. I don't really care for the original game's music. I find them a little bit trite.
This coming from the guy that when we reviewed Legends CA and I was complaining about the fact they still use the same tired old 8-bit sound effects.
I thought it was cute.
You were like, it's tradition and I will not have you fly in the face of tradition.
I'm into it being redone in a game. This is just like, hey, you know these songs that people have been fucking ripping off the internet and porting for the last 30 years? You want to pay for them now? No, I think I'm okay. Thanks, Nintendo. I do think the collectible's kind of cute, though.
Yeah, look, and people will buy it. I just, like I said, quest for more plastic. I just don't think we need more. I don't think we need more plasticky bits and pieces clogging up the ocean. Anyway, what's next?
So the next one is the Pokemon XP, which is the 2026 World Championship of Pokemon. Davey, I'm assuming you have literally no fucking care about this in any way.
I mean, it looked like fun.
San Francisco. We love San Francisco.
We do. I left my heart in San Francisco and a few other bits in my insides.
I think I left a few STIs in San Francisco. I'm really sorry. Please get checked.
Yeah, and I wrote here the quest to spend more money.
The quest to spend more money. So I used to play Pokemon competitively.
Yes.
To play Pokemon competitively is a fucking massive time sink, and I don't have the time for it. I would be very interested to get back into it. We'll discuss it a little bit later. Very exciting that it's in San Francisco. It's going to be a massive one. It's 3 whole days of Pokemon content. They have the Pokemon Center there, which is just an excuse to spend money. And I was itching to go. But yeah, no.
I know, but America.
Yeah. You won't catch me there anytime soon.
Well,
sorry.
As soon as I have to put my social media into my little visa waiver application, they're going to be like, hell no, you little lefty freak.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have made fun of the president a few too many times in my day, so I shan't be doing that.
I know. But anyway, it did look like fun. So I love to see that it included everything from Pokemon Go, the trading card game, Unite, at the Chase Center, which was 3 times larger than the size of last year's finals. So look, I took notes. But it's also going to be live streamed as well, so that's fun.
We could maybe watch it. I mean, I personally really enjoy watching competitive Pokemon. I don't really care about the cards or Pokemon Go, no offense, or Unite, who cares? But actual competitive Pokemon I'm very interested in. Don't know if you caught this, but they mentioned that they will be playing the World games on the new game that's coming out in April, which we'll get to in a moment, Pokemon Champions.
I had a few question marks next to that. Like, it's like, is this new? What's going on?
I'll inform you a little bit more about it once we get there. But yes, it is. It seems to be Nintendo's attempt to move all of the competitive battling onto one hub game instead of doing it on all of their new release games, which I think is kind of a smart idea. The next one was the Pokemon trading card game 30th anniversary. Not gonna lie, don't care.
Oh, okay. That's been going. Yeah, I wrote new TCG stuff. Yay.
I was watching a few opinions around the presents, and some people were saying that they were kind of a return to form of some of the old cards. I've never played it. I just like the pretty pictures. That's
and as always, I will never ever shit over something that someone else likes. It's
just not for me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I used to collect Star Trek card games when I was a kid, right? But
oh my god, what a loser! Am I right, guys?
I know. But anyway, so cool. Yeah. I hope you like your new stuff.
Yes, it does look good. The next one is another thing that I'm not the most passionate about, which is a new range of Pokemon will be coming to Pokemon Go. Now, the thing with Pokemon Go is a lot of these Pokemon are...
Because it's the 10th anniversary.
10th anniversary. Yeah. 2016 it came out.
Yep.
I remember where I was when it came out. I was out in the middle of the street.
It's a cult.
It is a cult.
It was a cult back then.
It was literally like people were zombies. I was in a park walking around with a bunch of people at 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Do you remember the videos of people swarming Central Park in New York?
They were like, it's a Snorlax, quick.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was actually in Brisbane recently, only last year, and we were walking along the river, and there was, oh my God, they were so cute and so nerdy, but this big group of adults who were all wearing Pokemon backpacks and Pikachu hats and all this kind of stuff, and they were on a little Pokemon Go adventure together, and it was their little, they're probably all online friends with a little meetup, but I was like, okay, 1, community, love that.
Yeah.
2, exercise and fitness.
Correct.
Also love that. So Pokemon Go is all right in my book.
To me, it's a completely harmless. In fact, I think it's a benefit. The only thing is I just don't play it because I missed a big, maybe 3 or 4 period chunk where I just didn't play it. And then I tried to get back into it and I've just been level scaled out.
Yeah.
The next one that I have here is another, unfortunately, something that I do not play, which is Pokemon Masters. So they're bringing Red from 1996.
Yeah.
Florian, which is one of the main characters from the most
What is
recent
Pokemon
game.
Masters?
So it is an online, I would call it a gacha game, and you do battling. It's a mobile game.
Oh,
but
okay.
it's less like Pokemon Go, and it's more just you play through stories.
It's like loot boxy kind of game, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm a bit of a boomer when it comes to this. I'm not the most knowledgeable, but they're releasing Red from 1996 with the old school art style, which I thought was kind of interesting. They already have Red in the game, but I guess this is an old version. Florian, who's one of the characters from Scarlet and Violet with the Ogerpon, and Juliana with Terrapagos, and they're from the most recent DLC. So I thought that was interesting. Not for me, but it looks good.
Up your bum, no babies.
That's it.
I did again. I lolled like the Gen Z, the Gen Z that I am. I lolled at the fact that they had to point out that it was the 6.5 year celebration of Pokemon Masters EX, everyone gets an anniversary.
Of course. Everyone gets, you've been together for a month. It's an anniversary, of course.
Yeah.
The next one, which is something that I have yet to play, is Pokemon Cafe Remix. They released get ready to round up for your first partner Pokemon in special outfits.
New outfit.
It was very, very cute. The art style is adorable. I think we said this the last time we looked at something Pokemon. We were like, wow, that's cute. Never picked it up.
Yeah, it's like cozy mobile game, right?
Very cozy mobile,
like,
yes.
get like, my Pokemon, they're just going to make a burger and a club sandwich for someone. And there's
cute outfits.
Very little consequence apart from spoiling the roast beef.
Oh dear, not the roast beef.
I know, but cool. I love that everything gets a little, like everything in one of these Pokemon Presents gets a little announcement, even if it's just like, oh, there's a new shiny card, or they're gonna get a new apron for Bulbasaur.
Exactly, that's pretty much what it was. It was like
he makes wood-fired pizzas.
They have like little bows now. I was like, very cute. So, the next one was a game that, I hazard to call it a game. An app that I actually use, which is Pokemon Sleep. Please enjoy all of my sleep data, Nintendo. But they've put on a new mission that's starting tonight.
Oh, you've talked about this before.
I actually quite like it.
It's it's almost like a meditating kind of help you sleep kind of thing, right?
It's less of like a help you sleep. It doesn't play any music, at least mine doesn't, because I can't sleep to any noise. I have to sleep in absolute silence like a sociopath. But the app will like track your sleep. Like if you make it uses like the health app on your iPhone or whatever it might have on your Android. And it like if you have a really good sleep, you get like extra XP and you get to like catch Pokemon on new islands and stuff. It's very cozy. It's very cute. It's mostly made for kids to help them sleep better, which I think is a cute idea.
Okay.
Some of these Pokemon things are actually quite well intentioned.
Yeah.
I find this to be very cute.
Okay. Shout out to all the sociopaths out there that need silence to sleep.
I sleep with an eye mask on and earplugs.
Oh, okay.
I'm like doing sleep deprivation. So.
That doesn't seem like a sociopath. That just seems more like, I don't know, like Moira Rose sleeping in a tuxedo like she tends to do. But anyway, John.
Shout out to you, by the way, Catherine. First name basis, I am apparently. So the next thing, unless you wanted to comment on any Pokemon Sleep.
No, I didn't even make any notes on it. I must have been looking at my phone at that point.
Must have been. So the next one is, unfortunately, once again, something that I don't really play, which is Pokemon Unite. And they have released 3 new characters, Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno.
I played Pokemon Unite for a little bit when it first came. It's actually a lot of fun.
I tried to get into it. I didn't really have
Sports ball Pokemon.
Sports ball Pokemon, yes. Yeah. Throw the basketball in the hoop.
And do we like Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno?
Well, they're from the original game, so I thought you might have known them. They're the legendary birds.
Oh, yes.
They're cool.
Legendary birds.
I'm ambivalent to their existence. They have the Spanish words for 1, 2, and 3 in their name.
Yeah.
Very inventive.
By the way, listeners and viewers, if you actually are really into any of these items that we're skipping over because we don't actively play them, we want to hear from you. Like, what do you think of these announcements?
Yes.
Will you be Zapdosing Zapdos?
You're so hip and young.
Listener engagement, everyone.
But also for that as well,
bargainbingamer@gmail.com. Anyway,
I want to set I would love to set maybe like a challenge for any of our listeners. Convince us to play. Because I have played all of them except for, the only one I haven't played is the cafe one. I've dipped my toe into pretty much every single other one of them, but they just never hooked me. So hook us.
Yeah.
Turn us into hookers.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But yes, so Pokemon Unite, I know that they have a pretty big fan base, and I know that they have a competitive scene that will be being played at San Francisco, so I'm excited to see that. So this one is complete 30 days of gift missions to earn enough pack hourglasses to open 10 packs, so you can do like a bulk thing. I have Pokemon TCG Pocket on my phone solely for the pretty pictures.
Yeah, I've got it too.
I think it's really cute.
Yeah.
I love the art style. I know that Pokemon they outsource a lot of their art and things like that to a lot of people, so I'm very excited. You wrote no notes about that, so
I didn't. No, but
you wrote notes
that's
about
because there are more. There's some things coming up that I'm more excited about.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to introduce the next one then? Go on.
Yeah, it is. So Switch Online. Now we knew this was coming from when Switch 2 first got announced. But the GameCube section of Switch Online is getting Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Now, I've never played this game, but I love this era of gaming.
Yeah.
And I don't think this isn't like a traditional like mainstream Pokemon game, but it looks like it's still like fun adventure. There's a story to it.
Yes.
Like, there's battles. And...
I have played this one. So this is the sequel to Pokemon Colosseum. Pokemon Colosseum?
Stadium.
No, Colosseum.
Oh. Wasn't Colosseum a sequel to Stadium?
Oh, crap. I'm such a fake fan. Anyway, there was a Pokemon game beforehand.
Okay.
And now there's this one. This one is very, very fun. It's definitely a time capsule of what Pokemon was at the time. It's double battles again. You get to steal dark Pokemon from the bad guys. It was really fun when I was a kid. I used to play it a lot.
Yeah.
It doesn't really follow the same structure as a regular Pokemon game, so I'm looking forward to revisiting it and seeing if it's just as good as I remember, because when I was younger, I thought it was fucking sick. So the next one is something that actually Davey even texts me about. That's when you know he knows that I'm locked in. Is the release of Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green on the Switch 2.
Yes.
They're like little remastered versions.
I don't know if I'd say remastered. They
look exactly the same.
They seem to be very much just, ports of the original Game Boy Color, which I'm super excited about, because I remember, like I said at the beginning, I played these games in high school. And I'm actually just glad that it's just the standard GBC versions and not a remake. What I'm not so glad about, $30. 30 AUD.
I've heard a lot about that, and I have to agree. I think that's completely unreasonable.
That is not a bargain bin game there.
I would say $15 is probably the ceiling for that. Now, I'm going to say something kind of controversial. And Nintendo, if you're listening, turn off now, because I don't want to be hit with any kind of strike. These games, Fire Red and Leaf Green, are the skeleton for pretty much every single Pokemon ROM you've ever played. You can get these games for free right now, virus-free, if you just Google it. So the fact that you're asking consumers to purchase this, I know it's on the Switch too.
It's not exactly legal what you just
I know, but for reference, hypothetically, I would never do that.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if you do that, you are breaking the law, and that's on you.
Naughty. We do not condone that. However, what I'm saying is that this has been in access for 20 years. People have been able to play this game for free. I understand it's been ported onto the Switch 2. How fancy. I think $30 is pushing it. I don't know if these games are going to sell very well because of that. It'll be interesting to see. I am keen to play it. However, another bone to pick, as excited as I am, Kanto, the region, has been accessible in, I think, about 5 main story games. I hope we never see it again. I do not need another remake of Kanto region. This is enough for me. I think it's good. I did also enjoy that you can transfer your Pokemon from your Fire Red and Leaf Green that you have on the Switch 2 to Pokemon Home, and then you can use them in upcoming
Not
games.
yet, though.
Not yet.
It is they're like planned compatibility,
which you will need to pay for.
Yeah, and I'm glad we just got an answer to the age-old question of how much Kanto is too much Kanto.
It's been too much for a while.
It's been too much.
And I am not a Gen 1er. I never played the original games to start with. I started with Generation 3. So there's no nostalgia for me. So feel free to rip me apart in the comments below if you so want to.
So you're not going to spend the $30?
I want. Oh, maybe. I just spent $30 on a DLC for Pokemon Legends EA. So I don't know if I need to, because I've already played those games to death. The only difference would be that I can now take it on my Switch when I go.
He's going to do it.
I probably will.
If
I have an upcoming trip, maybe I'll pay for it. But would you be purchasing it?
Yeah, I was thinking about it because I was also thinking, I have an upcoming trip, and I was thinking, playing classic Pokemon could be fun.
It'd be good on a 9-hour flight. I reckon you could bang out most of the game.
I can bang it out, mate. I mean, what did I play when I was going to Hong Kong on my way to Cambodia once, and that was when Shield and Sword came out.
Yeah.
I think I had Shield at the time, and I actually I must have got through most of that game on that flight. It was so good.
Not a very long game.
Yeah.
The only other thing that I will bring up, and I know that we are slightly pressed for time, but these games, I'm interested to see how they're going to take on some of the new quality of life features that Pokemon have introduced. These games came out, 20 years ago? Like when Ruby and Sapphire were coming out, which were my first games. The Pokemon formula has innovated and changed and become more smooth than it was then. I'm interested to see what they're going to pick and choose, if any, or if they're going to be a faithful port where it's going to be as it was, because there are some things that I think they need to put in it. So
$30 and you could find out.
$30 and you can find out.
You can find out. What else do we have?
So the next thing that we have here is something that I'm very, very excited about, which is Pokemon Champions.
More competitive Pokemon.
Yes, it is competitive Pokemon. So I mentioned it at the start. Pokemon Champions coming out in April. They didn't specify when, I don't think. I just have April release here from the website.
And I saw it's on like mobile and Switch and all that kind of stuff.
It's compatible between mobile and Switch. So I'm assuming that you stream it up to the cloud of some description. I'm not very good with tech. My main point for this is that I'm hoping that it becomes an easy way for people to enter and play competitive Pokemon. The reason I say that is because Pokemon is objectively very, very hard to get into competitively. It's a lot of time, effort, grinding, and then you're pretty much going to be gatekept anyway because the competitive scene can be very, very fierce. Very fierce, like wow. So hopefully this streamlines that process a little bit, makes it a little bit more user-friendly, some could say. And it seems like that they're going to make this into the central hub that they're going to be hosting all competitive Pokemon moving forward, which I think is a very, very good idea because it means that these upcoming new gen releases can be free of the shackles that are competitive Pokemon playing.
Yes. And so it sounds like what you're saying is that competitive Pokemon becomes accessible for everyone.
Which I think Pokemon always is supposed to be.
Woke D&I bullshit. No.
Pokemon is supposed to be accessible. It's supposed to be you play with your friends and your favorites and you can battle and win. Obviously, competitive Pokemon, it's kind of like a science at this point. You've got your stats, you've got your optimizing of IVs, EVs, etc., whatever. Just make it more accessible so that people don't have to spend hours and hours breeding Pokemon and discarding. It's antithetical to Pokemon to breed the perfect Pokemon is the crux of my argument. Pokemon is supposed to be like, meeting your friends and battling with them and becoming stronger. But competitive Pokemon is literally genetic optimizing of Pokemon and discarding all the unwanted ones just so that they have better stats. So it's almost like these two things don't fit together. And I'd be interested for them to be pulled apart and set aside.
Wow. I haven't had lunch yet, so I don't know if I can really get into a conversation with you about eugenics.
You don't want to get into eugenics in Pokemon? Well, you're missing out. But safe to say, I'm very excited. Do you have any thoughts about the upcoming Pokemon Champions?
Look, it's another one that's probably not for me because I probably don't have the time to commit to something like competitive Pokemon.
I would love to teach you one day. I would love to.
Oh my God. Sounds like a romance novel.
Heated rival,
love
heated
me
Pokemon.
Like you do. Love me like you do.
Let's go to the cabin.
Anyway, news about Mega Dimensions DLC.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't have too much to say about this one.
Because this is the DLC that came out the day the game launched months ago, isn't it?
It came out a little while afterwards, but you could pay for it on the day of launch.
That's right.
Of course you could.
It's just a reminder that it's there and you should spend money on it.
Unfortunately for Pokemon, they're not the best at coding their games. So this was unfortunately spoiled the minute that the DLC was released. It was all over Twitter. We weren't supposed to talk about it, but obviously now we can. Mega Garchomp Z. Very excited.
Guess that's worth the price of admission.
I don't think it is. It seems fine though. Yeah, I have not really much to say because, like I said, it's been out in the open on Twitter for the last 3 months.
Whoop-de-doo, Basil.
The next game that I'm really excited to talk about is Pokopia.
I'm actually really excited about this.
I'm very excited as well.
Animal Crossing Minecraft cozy Pokemon game that comes out a few days. Actually, this is the one I want to play on my 9-hour flight.
There we go.
Here for it. There's been a lot of hands-on impressions online. Nintendo Life, IGN, Switch Up. You guys have all been playing it. You've all been loving it. It looks so much fun.
It's very cute. Low stakes Pokemon. I wrote down here, it's giving Minecraft meets Stardew Valley meets Animal Crossing.
Yeah, especially as I said, I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing lately, and I was like, this looks so good to do this in the. I think it's probably got a bit of what Animal Crossing is kind of missing, which is that Minecraft element of like digging and actually kind of crafting the world a lot more.
They started the trailer and you were in like a little cave and literally everything was blocky. I was like, is this like a Minecraft port? Like, what are we doing?
More or less, yeah.
Pretty much. And I think that this is going to tap into a whole new market of people to play Pokemon. I don't know if it's for me, air quotes. I put it in air quotes on my script because I like to do Pokemon battling and adventure and everything like that. But it looks extremely cozy, very low stakes. I will be buying. I will be giving you my money for it.
Like you said before, like I've got a lot of stuff going on at
Mm.
life at the moment, and so it's actually been nicer to sit and play Animal Crossing, where I'm just making my island really pretty and getting that little dopamine hit of logging in once a day and digging up some fossils and planting some flowers.
Very cute.
I like the idea of doing that in the Pokemon setting with the human Ditto.
Yeah. The human Ditto.
Yeah.
The post-apocalyptic Pokemon world, apparently, because there's a town that's been destroyed. I guess you get to rebuild it. Very interested to see how they implement like the Pokemon-ness into the game. I know that you can learn moves from Pokemon, so like to like grow and things like that. I'm really interested to see how they implement that more because I've always wanted the Pokemon to interact with the world a bit more, and I think this is a really good touchstone for that.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be fun, like like you do in Animal Crossing. Once you've really got your island going, the island of wet. It's just kind of fun to wander around it and see the different little bits and pieces going on, and you're like, oh, I've kind of made this, and you just get to sit and relax and enjoy it. And this is going to include Pokemon wandering around, sitting and relaxing and enjoying what you've created.
Very cute.
Here for it.
All right.
Should we talk about the big one?
Let's crack into the big one while we can.
Talk about the big one. How do you want to announce the big one, Mitchell?
I'm going to announce it in the way that I believe Pokemon deserves it, which is they fucking announced the new fucking gen.
That's right.
Thank God.
Pokemon realistic ocean water effects.
Pokemon Breath of the Wild, except 11 years later.
What? A tropical island resort setting? Is this 2000s era gaming all over again? I think so.
It's just it's Pokemon Wii Resort.
Exactly. Wow.
I'm actually so excited.
I can't wait to dive into that ocean.
It looked fantastic. So
Pokemon Winds and Waves, everyone.
Winds
and Waves.
We'll go through a little bit about what we thought about the trailer, and then I want to break down some of the Pokemon, and then maybe we'll quickly give our overall thoughts at the end.
Okay.
So first things first, I heard some rumblings online that it's based on Indonesia / maybe the Philippines.
I heard people say Thailand.
Well, somewhere vaguely there. Fantastic if true.
Southeast Asia somewhere.
Southeast Asia, great place to plan a Pokemon game.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think the game looks fantastic.
What we saw looked good once we got past the not actual gameplay footage section.
Subject to change.
And we got past the Disney Cruise Pikachu couple that introduced things.
Very fan of them. They actually have names. I don't know if you saw.
Oh, what were they?
Mr. Windy Chew and Miss Wavy Chew. Incredible, by the way.
Fucking hell.
Big fan of that.
Yeah. Look,
Pikachu's parents. Incredible.
I think the water plays a big role in this because they showed off a lot of just beautiful water effects, coral under the waves. They showed windmills turning at more than 3 frames per second.
It was really good. Now, and so my hope is, and this might be controversial, I hope this is a Switch 2 only release so that they can really focus in on building up that real world.
Yes, Pokemon optimized for Switch 2 and Game Freak actually finally putting some effort into the visuals would be nice. Although I did see on Nintendo Life, they were saying this morning, they've kind of released trailers before where it looks really impressive in the initial trailer, and then when it finally gets shown off in action, they've decided to dial it back a little bit.
Yes,
I think
Sword and Shield did that. Yeah,
but I'm hopeful that with the power and ability that the Switch 2 has demonstrated in its first year, that's not going to be the case, especially if this is being developed solely for it.
I hope so. And it's slated for a 2027 release, so it gives them that whole extra year.
Yeah, they're not pumping out an annual game.
Yes, and that's I'll touch on it at the end, but that is definitely something that some of the Pokemon fans have been asking for a long time. Just slow the fuck down. Just take your time. Make a good game.
Yeah, let it marinate. Yeah. Although I do think that you can't tell from the trailer, but core gameplay kind of looks the same. I'd like to see some bold changes to the Pokemon formula.
Well, I think that maybe the battle formula from ZA could make a return.
That'd be nice.
I would be interested to see how that would be implemented with wild Pokemon, though, because you'd want to have. Oh, I guess you could do it with wild Pokemon because you had them in there. But this, I assume, doesn't have wild zones. I just assume it's going to be wild forever. So there's not going to be areas where they're kind of segmented. It'll be very interesting to see what they do with it. I wouldn't mind having the option for both.
Mm-hmm.
You can maybe lock on to do a proper battle if you wanted to really make sure you could catch it or something like that. But I'm hoping that they spice it up just a bit.
Yeah.
Because this is supposed to be their big flagship 30th anniversary game. Last year when they did 20th anniversary, they did Pokemon Sun and Moon, and that had things like no gyms and stuff like that. It was a bit of a a bit of a detour. So I'm excited to see if they'll spice it up again.
And 2027 is, it's still a long way off, right? Like, even if it was coming out in January or February 2027, we've still got 12 months. I mean, it could not be coming out till like October 2027. There was no indication of what point in 2027 it's going to come out. So
this game has been in development for a while, though, because Scarlet and Violet came out.
Yeah, but I mean,
2 years ago.
What I'm saying though is like that means potentially the game is going to get its chance to be baked properly and all the way through. What did you think of the starters?
Yes,
Brout.
Okay, so I've broken them down. So Brout, the bean chick Pokemon. So I was a little bit nervous about it because I thought it was based on a freaking owl again, and we already have an owl grass type starter. Kind of looks like a popcorn. He seems a little bit silly. But also I think that it's a pun on a chickpea.
Oh, okay.
I think that's kind of the point. I think it's supposed to be like a chickpea. It's a chick that's a pea.
Clever.
Question mark. Probably not my favorite. Did you like Brout?
No, I was all about Pombon.
Okay, so we'll move on to Pombon, which I think is kind of the fan favorite.
Pombon.
The puppy Pokemon.
Yes.
Many Pokemon have that kind
of. Oh my God, he's so cute.
He is very, very cute. So I personally thought he was very adorable. Love his silly face. I also saw online his paws are the kanji for fire, which I thought was really cute.
Oh, very
because he's got like 3 little spots and then the little thing at the bottom.
Oh, that's
a very cute design feature.
Bit of art, a bit of effort.
I wrote on here, I hope this fucking thing stays on 4 legs.
Yeah. I know, because then it'll evolve and it won't be cute anymore.
Yes. It always turns into like a weird human. I'm not a big fan of it. Is that going to be your choice, do you think? Pombon?
Oh, look, I do tend to go for a fire Pokemon. I do the little starter. I do like a fire Pokemon. Why am I talking like this? I do not know.
He's David Attenborough.
Yes, and Gekwa.
And then, yes, I think Gekwa is probably going to be my choice. I was a big fan. I think it's a bold design for Pokemon. It's a little bit different.
Bold.
The water gecko Pokemon looks a bit sassy, and it has like long eyelashes, which are very gay coded. I saw a really funny note on Reddit where it says someone says it looks like a Littlest Pet Shop design because it's like got a tiny body and a big head.
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of can't unsee that now. But I think depending upon how Pombon and Gekwa evolve will be depending upon who I pick. But yes, I actually think they're quite a strong trio. There's no one that's really hideous. There's been a few where I'm like, wow, these all look kind of gross, or one of them looks obviously quite gross. I think they're all kind of strong.
Yeah, well, and time will tell, everyone, because this is only an announcement trailer so far. What do you want to see from Pokemon Winds and Waves? And who would be your starter Pokemon if you are watching on YouTube? Make sure you let us know in the comments, or you can jump on our Discord and chat in there. There's a link in the episode description, or email us bargainmingamer@gaymer@gmail.com. Could this be a proper Pokemon open world? Because we saw going under the waves, actually like in the ocean and all that kind of stuff.
I did notice that they didn't have any transitions yet, so hopefully they have transitions. I'm hoping and praying that they've listened to the feedback that Scarlet and Violet had received. Buggy on launch, make the levels scale, because if you're going to do a fucking open world, actually make it open world. I am optimistic because the Pikachu model that they showed in battle was different from what they have, which means I assume they're making new 3D models. Looked good. I'm optimistic. I'm going to hold my tongue and give Game Freak the benefit of the doubt. Prove me right is all I'm asking.
Well, that's all the time we have because we're about to get kicked out of the studio. I've been Davey.
And I've been Mitch.
And we've been the Bargain Bin Gamers. Roll the credits.
Roll the credits.
Roll the credits.
Pokemon Go.
We're going to get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of Dodge.
Double T Media.